Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 251 based on novel. So let's start. Broken Soul Cave. This is a cave with a complex terrain. There are countless undulating dark passages and some sharp stones in the cave, which make this cave quite peculiar. Third young master, that little girl Yue, Deacon Yi has already brought someone to hunt him down. I believe there will be no problem. Several figures in blue clothes said directly to an imposing man in front of him. This group of figures is impressively the current Kuya Hai people in Yecheng, and the leader is Yuzong, the third young master in Kuya Hai, a strong man who has reached the late two-star fighting immortal stage. Originally, this Yecheng was the world of their Kuya Hai, but unfortunately, a rain sect appeared halfway, thus dividing the fertile land of Yecheng into half, but unfortunately the fighting strength of the two forces is similar. Kuya Hai can only secretly to deal with Yuzong. I dare not come forward. Yue's strength is only in the early stage of 2-star Dozian, and Deacon Yi's strength is in the middle stage of 2-star Dozian. In addition to Yue's poisoning, her strength is greatly reduced, so it shouldn't be difficult to catch her. Yuzong said slightly. Third young master, I searched all over the Broken Soul Cave, but I couldn't find you. Ran. After a while, a few more people walked up slowly and said to Yuzong. Strange, these Yuzong sisters went out to find materials for repairing the space teleportation formation, but we Kuya Hai's undercover in Yuzong told us that their whereabouts were undoubtedly exposed. But how? Come on, seal up the entire Broken Soul Cave for me. They are highly poisoned and have no food, so I don't believe how long they can last. Yuzong has an extremely sharp mind, and he was aware of the reason in just an instant. Yes. Everyone heard the words and scattered away. Hey, you ran. When my father proposed to you, Yuzong, if you married me, there would not be so much trouble. Our Yecheng Kuya Hai's reputation is not comparable to a foreign family like you. And that girl Yue, when I capture you, you must have a good time. He. There was no one around, and gloomy laughter slowly came out. At this time, in a very dark and hidden place in the Broken Soul Cave, several figures appeared here. Sister Ran, are you alright? In the darkness, a man asked you Ran with the help of the luster of the spar in the CC cave. I'm fine. You Ran bit Bei's lips at this time. Her face was pale, and her whole body was quite uncomfortable, but she said forcibly calmly. These crumbs, our Yuzong went out to find materials for repairing the space formation. Only the high-level members of our Yuzong knew. How can this guy from the Dry Leaf Zhai seem to have known it for a long time? After we obtained the materials, shot and killed. A dark figure shouted directly. This man is impressively the vice-captain of this team, Yufeng, a strong man who is also in the late stage of the 2-star Dozian. Captain Yu, I think there may be traitors from Kuya Hai in our Yu sect. This time, when we go back, we must investigate carefully. Yu Ran opened his mouth. Now Duanhuan Cave is surrounded by people from Kuya Hai, and although Yue escaped, she was chased by Deacon Yi. I'm afraid. The next moment, Yufeng's face also became gloomy. Their team consisted of 20 people at the beginning. Among them, Yu Feng and Yu Ran, two of the late 2-star Doshian powerhouses, took the lead. They could also walk sideways near Yecheng, but they were getting the repair space teleportation array. On the way home from the legal materials, the people in Kuya Hai unknowingly gave him poison. Although the poison is not deadly, it limits their strength more and more as time goes on. After being poisoned, fortunately they discovered it in time. Before the medicinal power was dissipated, a battle broke out between Yuzong and Kuya Hai's men, and they escaped into the Broken Soul Cave. Let their Yuzong troops suffer heavy losses. Yufeng, how many people do we have now? After a while, Yu Ran seemed to think of something and asked. Sister Ran, we have only 10 people now, and the 2-star fighting immortals are only you and me, and the others are all 1-star fighting immortals. But the Kuya Hai men and horses that killed us were full of 2 late-stage 2-star Doshian powerhouses, and the poison on our bodies, in a one-on-one situation, I'm afraid they won't be their opponents. At most, the 2 of us will join forces to stop one of them. Yufeng said gloomily. I'll show up for a while to attract everyone's attention in Kuya Hai. You go back first with the materials for repairing space transmission. As long as the space teleportation can be repaired, this trip will not be in vain. Yu Ran seemed to have made a decision and said directly. No. Sister Ran, Yuzong, the third young master of Kuya Hai, has a notorious reputation. If you are captured by him, she might do something shameful to her. I absolutely disagree with this matter. Although Yufeng was gentle, He protested directly in the face of Yu Ranran's instructions. In the Rain sect, Yu Ranran has always been a steward-like existence, worried about the big and small matters within the sect, and is extremely easygoing. This is an order. Seeing Yu Feng's disapproval, Yu Ranran hurriedly spoke. Sister Ran, needless to say, Yuzong can do without us, but not without you. Don't worry, on the day we joined Rain sect, we already had our consciousness. I and the rest of my brothers are responsible for attracting their attention. Sister Ran, you should take the materials and leave first. Yu Feng laughed, but his voice was filled with a taste of life and death. Yu Feng for Yu Ran, it is not only a heart of admiration, but also a kind of protection. Although Yu Feng has good strength, but his status is low, I am afraid that he will not be able to marry Yu Ranran in this life, but for Yu Feng, even if he can't have it, protection is a kind of love in disguise. Right. I agree too. Yu Feng's voice just fell, and the other subordinates around him nodded. You guys. Yu Ranran couldn't help being dumbfounded by the actions of the others. Who? Before everyone could act, their voices were discovered. Yu Ran's delicate body exploded instantly, and then suddenly attacked the Kuya Hai disciple who was in charge of patrolling. The disciple of Kuya Hai was directly obliterated by Yu Ranran, but in that hand, a loud arrow shot up into the sky, and the loud sound directly filled the dark space. Damn, the strength is too obvious, it's still a step too late. Yu Ranran's face was extremely pale, and she hid the body of this Kuya Hai disciple, and said slightly, Yu Ranran, it can be considered that I have found you. The sound was naturally discovered by Yi Sheng and his party, and then the figure swept away, facing the place where the sound was heard. Damn, our whereabouts have been exposed. Yu Feng couldn't help but look ugly when he heard the harsh voice. The people of Kuya Hai did not know what poison they had given to them. Their strength was suppressed by an extremely tyrannical force, and every time they used Do Qi, their body would immediately suffer a terrifying torture. Furthermore, as time passed, their strength will be temporarily sealed. At this time, the only two strong two-star fighting immortals among the 10 people, who originally possessed the strength of the late two-star fighting immortals, were abruptly suppressed to the middle two-star fighting immortals, and their aura was also very sluggish. Hey, it's raining, it's really been a long time. In the next moment, several figures appeared directly. Yi Sheng, you're deceiving people too much. Yu Ranran forcefully said calmly. Hey, the woman I liked by Yi Sheng, but no one can run away. Yi Sheng laughed. Third young master, the strength of these two guys should not be underestimated. Let's fight quickly. The next moment, an old man next to Yi Sheng said slowly. Fifth elders, leave these two guys to me, you just need to be on guard. Yi Sheng smiled. He is the strength of the late two-star fighting immortal, and although Yu Feng and Yu Ranran's strength is also the late two-star fighting immortal, but after the poison, the strength of the two is only the middle two-star fighting immortal. With his own strength, not to mention dealing with two middle-stage two-star Dozian powerhouses, or even 5 of them. Sister Ran, you go first. Yu Feng saw this, his figure flickered, he came directly in front of Yu Ranran, pushed him away, and turned out to be trying to use his grudge to send Yu Ranran out of the battle circle. It's really true love in adversity. But I won't give you this chance. Yi Sheng naturally wouldn't give the two of them this chance to escape. After all, this time he brought the 5 elders with him. Second, it is also to repair the materials of the space teleportation formation. With that thing, the senior management of their Kuya Hai can force Yuzong to hand over the management rights of the space transmission formation, and lose the management right of the space transmission formation. Kuya Hai is able to devour Yuzong little by little. Crash. Yi Sheng waved his sleeves directly, and suddenly a tyrannical beam of light suddenly disappeared towards the space where Yu Ran had left. Damn! Seeing that the retreat was blocked, Yu Feng shouted angrily. Yu Ran, hand it over to me, I'll give you a treat. Yi Sheng completely blocked Yu Ran's escape route and spoke immediately. You, dreaming. Yu Ran faced Yi Sheng and smiled. You're courting death. Yi Sheng was furious when he heard the words, his figure instantly turned into a stream of light, and then he hid in the darkness and swept away towards the rain. Where did Yi Sheng go? Seeing Yi Sheng act like this, Yu Feng was also at a loss. I didn't expect you to be a rare dark type. Yu Ran didn't move, but her eyes kept sweeping slightly towards the dark space. Darkness, with the help of this dark space, the traces of its silhouettes are slowly merging, making it difficult for everyone to detect with the naked eye. Enjoy the embrace of darkness. Yi Sheng's voice sounded, but this time he didn't know where it sounded, it came from all directions in the darkness. He, the third young master's use of the dark system is really consummate, and I'm afraid it will be able to shine in the next East Continent ratio. The fifth elder on the side said with a smile. Black dark palm. Just when a touch of fear filled the hearts of everyone, a fierce wind breaking sounded directly in the dark void. Although Yu Ranran's strength is tyrannical, but under the influence of poison, and this broken soul cave is Yisheng's home court, he did not find Yisheng's voice for a while, and was hit by such a tyrannical blow, he endured suddenly a mouthful of blood spurted out. Sister Ran. Seeing Yu Ranran being hit so hard, Yu Feng and the others couldn't help roaring. It's raining, it's just like that. Die. Seeing that Yu Ranran did not evade his attack, a mouthful of blood spewed out, Yisheng laughed loudly, and then the strength in his body was condensed, and he wanted to deliver a fatal blow to him. Dark Priest, Mingzi. A roar resounded throughout the entire space. Yisheng's voice just fell, and suddenly the entire space was filled with an extremely strange force, as if it wanted to devour everyone. What happened? The rock under our feet seems to be devouring our body and strength. A voice of fear came directly from the remaining members of Yuzong's mouth. It's actually Mingzi. It seems that the third young master is preparing for a quick battle. After all, this move has wiped out the real two-star fighting immortal late-stage powerhouse. At this time, it is more than enough to deal with them. The fifth elder said slowly. Die. Those who are dragged down by my Mingzi will have their souls swallowed up. Ha ha ha. In the darkness, Yisheng's voice full of laughter. Yisheng, stop me. Just when Yisheng felt that the victory was in his hands, a sweet voice emerged. Yue, why are you coming back? Yu Ranran's body was being slowly swallowed by Mingzi, but she was shocked when she heard this voice. She and Yue are sisters from the beginning, so she can't go wrong with her sister Yue's voice. Sister. Yue just showed up, and she hurried away towards you regardless. You've thrown yourself into the net, let's die. Yisheng couldn't figure out why Yue came back here, but Deacon Yi didn't come back, but it didn't matter. After they were completely swallowed by Mingzi, they would all be theirs. Slow down, why are you walking so fast? From behind, a complaining voice sounded slowly. Yu Ming Tian trance. Break it for me. Xiao Yang also took off his black robe along the way. At this time, he just appeared in the dark space, and a delicate face slowly came into everyone's sight. As soon as Xiao Yang's voice fell, an incomparably huge soul force suddenly emerged from the spiritual palace within the body, and then walked away to Yisheng, who was hiding in the darkness and performing fighting skills. The appearance of Xiao Yang's soul attack filled this dark space with light, and Yisheng's body was actually very close to Yu Ranran. Yisheng didn't have time to be surprised, and suddenly a mouthful of blood spurted out. Even Mingzi, who was about to devour the crowd, was self-destructed and slowly dissipated. How can it be? Wonderland soul. Being attacked by such a tyrannical soul, Yisheng's pupils shrank tightly, and a touch of fear emerged in his heart. Xiao Yang's sudden soul attack just now was enough to inflict tyrannical damage on Yisheng. This guy, so strong. Looking at the smiling young man in the sky, and the group of Yuzong below, they couldn't help looking at each other. Sister, it's all right. This guy is the rescuer I invited. With him there, it's fine. Yu Wei said slightly, and then she turned her attention to Xiao Yang. Third young master, are you all right? This sudden scene made the others in Kuya Hai not react. When they reacted, in this dark space, Xiao Yang's whole body had been given the power of his soul. The embellishment was extraordinarily bright, and they saw that Yisheng was lying on the ground with a rather painful appearance. 5 elders, kill this guy for me. Yisheng was hit by Xiao Yang's tyrannical soul attack, and he was directly injured. This made Yisheng seem to be going crazy. Xiao Yang's soul attack was inherently tyrannical, not to mention that Xiao Yang's soul power had already reached the Fairyland at this time, and the soul attack he issued was enough to easily obliterate some ordinary powerhouses. It seems that the soul attack can kill the powerhouses in the middle stage of the 2-star Dozian. It's still too reluctant to kill the powerhouses in the late stage of the 2-star Dozian. Xiao Yang shook his head slowly, and then went directly to Yu Ranran and the others. Fire-red flames illuminate the interior. Captain Yufeng, this is the detoxification pill. I'll share it with everyone. The next moment, Yue took out a few pills from the ring and handed them to Yufeng. Okay. Yufeng didn't hesitate, just reached out to take it, and then distributed it to everyone. 5 elders, this guy is very strong. Yu Ranran had just swallowed the antidote, and suddenly felt that the toxins in her body were slowly weakening, but with the help of a woman's intuition, she said to Xiao Yang in front of her. He's very strong, and he killed Deacon Yi with one move. Yu Wei whispered. En. Hearing this, Yu Ranran naturally knew her sister's character. She was pure and flawless and would not take too much into consideration, but Yu Ranran herself knew that the soul attack of Xiao Yang just now seriously injured Yizong in an instant. This means, this Xiao Yang is also an extremely dangerous character. Little bastard. After a while, the fifth elder gave Yizong a brief treatment of the injury, and then stared at Xiao Yang fiercely. Little bastard, it's so ruthless as soon as you shoot it. Attack someone else's soul and cause damage to the foundation, just use your life to pay for it. The fifth elder shouted loudly, and then his body vibrated violently. Fire attribute. Xiao Yang couldn't help but laugh when he saw the fighting spirit emerging from the body of the five elders. Yizong's strength may be regarded as just entering the late stage of the two-star Dozian. But the five elders in front of him are genuine two-star fighting immortal late stage, and even reached the peak of two-star fighting immortal late stage. Just one step away is enough to step into two-star fighting fairy consummation. This kind of powerhouse is for the current Xiao Yang, still a little tricky. However, if the attribute of the five elders is the fire attribute, the threat will be greatly reduced. After all, Xiao Yang himself devoured the strange fire and the holy flame, and his body had already produced a lot of antibodies to the flame. You can't hurt yourself. Be careful, Your Excellency. This guy is the fifth elder of Kuya Hai. Although both of them are in the late stage of two-star Dozian, their strength is much more tyrannical than Yizong. Yu Ranran couldn't help but instructed. You can rest in peace, leave it to me. Xiao Yang smiled slowly. Little bastard, accept your life. The fifth elder did not give Xiao Yang any chance. A dazzling attack suddenly brewed in his hand, and then a flaming spear slowly appeared in his hand. With fire condensate, this guy also has a deep understanding of the use of fire attributes. Xiao Yang said with a smile. Ihua eternal ancient ruler. Xiao Yang shouted loudly, and then the dazzling fire attribute also permeated the Ihua eternal ancient ruler, and then faced the fifth elder seriously. Are you also a fire attribute? The fifth elder was just about to attack, but found a fiery red fire attribute fighting chi on Xiao Yang's body. I don't know why, this fiery red fire attribute fighting chi actually made his own fighting chi slightly fear, and even issued a burst of fear. Be quiet for me. The fifth elder shouted loudly, and then his figure was as fast as a ghost, holding a spear in his hand, and assassinating Xiao Yang. Boom boom boom. Xiao Yang was also full of tyrannical oppression when facing the fifth elders. This oppression came from the suppression of his own strength in the later stage of the two-star fighting immortals. The sound of metal collisions slowly filled the space. The battle between Xiao Yang and the five elders was inextricable for a while. This little beast can actually deal with the attack of the fifth elder so calmly. Yizong, whose foundation was severely damaged, was in extreme pain at this time, and couldn't help but muttered. Sister, the two of them, who will win? Yu Wei asked, apparently seeing the intractable battle between Xiao Yang and the two of them. No, I don't know. But Yu Ranran was at a loss at this time, because with her tyrannical strength, she could vaguely sense that the battle between Xiao Yang and the fifth elder seemed to be a one-sided massacre. In other words, the current Xiao Yang is just defensive, not attacking. On the other hand, the fifth elder, all kinds of tyrannical attacks are emerging one after another, but they are still blocked by Xiao Yang. This guy, it's not easy. Yu Ranran murmured a little, and then she was no longer distracted. She had the medicinal power of antidote, and with her own catalysis, it would undoubtedly be able to eliminate toxins faster, and she recovered with peace of mind. Own grudge. Old guy, you've been playing for so long, how cool is it? The battle lasted almost 10 minutes, during which Xiao Yang was passively defending and didn't make a move. The reason for this was that Xiao Yang wanted to adapt to his two-star Dozian as soon as possible. Initial strength. You monster. The fifth elder couldn't help but let out a foul language. Is this Xiao Yang a monster? He is a powerhouse in the late two-star Dozian stage, but no matter how tyrannical the attack hits Xiao Yang, it is like playing a family, and even Xiao Yang's fur can't be hurt. However, the fifth elders did not know that because Xiao Yang devoured many different fires and holy flames, the kind of crisis he faced when he devoured life was worse than tilde makes Xiao Yang more and more resistant to fire attributes. It can be said unceremoniously that facing a fire-type powerhouse, not to mention that Xiao Yang is only in the early stage of two-star Dozian, and even facing the initial stage of three-star Dozian is nothing to be afraid of. And if the fifth elder's Do Qi attribute is replaced by other, the strength of the two-star Dozian in the later stage will undoubtedly pose a stronger threat to Xiao Yang, but unfortunately, he is a fire. It's over with one blow. Xiao Yang seemed to have adapted to some of the power in his body, and then the ancient ruler of different fires shone brightly, and an even more terrifying power of flames instantly entangled up. How is that possible? The fifth elder couldn't help but lose his voice when he saw the tyrannical power of flame in Xiao Yang's hands. If it is said that his fire attribute fighting immortal power is 1, then the power of fighting immortals displayed by Xiao Yang at this time may have reached 3 times his own, or even stronger. 7th layer breaking the sky ruler. 7 feet out, kill it for me. Xiao Yang's mouth curled into a dangerous arc, and then he raised the ancient ruler of different fires high, and 7 tyrannical flames suddenly attacked the fifth elder. The power of the 7th layer breaking sky ruler may not be strong, but the most deadly thing is Xiao Yang's fire attribute. Seeing this, the fifth elder couldn't help but use all his powers. Because he knew that Xiao Yang's fire attribute was much more tyrannical than his own, and if he couldn't hold the 7 flames, he would probably fall to the ground. This little beast. The corners of the fifth elder's mouth suddenly solidified, and the fiery red grudge formed a barrier on his face, trying to resist Xiao Yang's attack. But the fifth elder still looked down on Xiao Yang too much. No matter how he defended, Xiao Yang's attack came to him instantly. Boom! The dazzling flames formed 7 huge flame rulers, and then exploded directly in this space. Even if the fifth elder was a late-stage 2-star Dozian, after being hit by such a tyrannical attack by Xiao Yang, he suddenly screamed. Retreat! The 5 elders stopped Xiao Yang's attack. Although he suffered some injuries, it was not fatal. His eyes slowly fixed on Xiao Yang, wishing to swallow Xiao Yang half alive and weigh it. Still speaking. As soon as the fifth elder finished speaking, he immediately retreated from the Duanhuan cave with a group of people from Dry Leaf Jai. Don't chase, Your Excellency. Seeing Kuya Hai and the others retreating because of Xiao Yang's shock, Yu Ran hurriedly said. Xiao Yang's strength is indeed not bad. If it weren't for the fighting ability displayed by Xiao Yang, I am afraid that the people of Kuya Hai would not have retreated. However, only Xiao Yang knew that although he suppressed the fifth elders in terms of the strength of their attributes, the difference in strength between the two was not a little bit. Are you all alright? After confirming the departure of the people from Kuya Hai, Xiao Yang asked in front of Yu Ran's 2 daughters. I have to say that Yu Ran and Yu Wei are really sisters. The elder sister is hot and rough, and the younger sister is gentle, and each has a different scenery. We're fine. Next, I'll go back to the city first. After all, I have something very important in my hands. Yu Ran glanced at Xiao Yang and said cheerfully, Sister, this guy is also going to participate in the East Continent competition. Seeing Yu Ran with a hint of doubt in her heart, Yu Wei said, The space teleportation formation is damaged, but with the materials, it can be repaired soon. If you don't dislike it, then come back to Yeching with us. Yu Ran said. Let's go. Xiao Yang smiled lightly. Without saying much, he left Duanhuan cave and waited for them outside. Does this guy know the details? Seeing Xiao Yang like this, Yu Ran couldn't help but ask Yu. Sister, the details of this guy shouldn't be a bad person. Deacon Yi and several others were directly obliterated by him. In addition, he just dealt with Yuzong and their 5 elders. Yu Wei explained. I was chased by Deacon Yi at the time, and I couldn't mobilize the power in my body. I happened to meet him. After communicating with him, he decided to help me. Maybe this guy just wanted to use the space teleportation array to go to Dongju. After all, whether it is walking or take the flying soul beast and rush to Dongju from here, it is too late. Yu Wei said. The damage to the space teleportation formation is probably not a natural phenomenon, so you must be careful. Yu Ran said softly. Sister, you mean? Yu Wei's beautiful eyes flickered slightly, as if she sensed something. There is no accurate information yet, but it should be inseparable. After Yu Ran finished speaking, she sorted it out, and then took everyone to the outside of the Broken Soul Cave. Little brother Xiao Yang, thank you for what happened just now. Yu Feng, as a man, is naturally not as delicate as the sisters of the Yu family. As soon as he came out, he thanked Xiao Yang. At the critical moment just now, if it wasn't for Xiao Yang's timely take the shot, I am afraid they will all get into trouble. It's fine, as long as the space teleportation formation can be repaired quickly. Xiao Yang said with a smile. You. Just after coming out, Yu Ran, who was still calm, couldn't help but said to Yu Wei. You, big sister is leaving soon. Yu Wei also knew that the space teleportation formation was a big family affair, so how could she tell outsiders, and immediately passed the test with a smile. Let's go, one more day, it will be back to Yeching. After we have finished repairing the space teleportation formation, we must have a good discussion with the people from Kuya Hai. Yu Ranran finished, with a large army directly towards the direction of Yi Cheng. As the fifth elder led Yi Sheng to retreat, they actually passed the secret passage and returned to Yi Cheng first. Master Zhai, the fifth elder and the third young master are back. In the backyard of Kuya Zhai, a middle-aged man was slowly holding a scroll and reading it carefully on the pavilion in the lotus pond in the backyard. Oh, where are they now? The man put down the scroll in his hand, then got up gently and asked the guard. Both of them are waiting for you in the living room. The guard said respectfully. Crash. The next moment the middle-aged man disappeared into the backyard, and when Du appeared, he was already in the living room. Sheng'er, who are you? Just when he came to the living room, the head of Kuya Zhai, who was in high spirits, frowned. It was obvious that he found something wrong in Yi Sheng's body just by seeing each other. Master Zhai, you have to decide for the third young master. The fifth elder on the side was also mourning. The master of Kuya Zhai, named Yi Ku, is a powerhouse whose strength has reached the late stage of the 3-star fighting immortals. What's going on? Yi Ku frowned and asked. Master Zhai, we are in charge of intercepting Yuzong, who went out to find materials for repairing the space teleportation formation. Seeing that we are about to succeed, a young man appeared out of nowhere. That young man is extremely arrogant. Although his strength is only in the early stage of the 2-star Dozian, Deacon Yi has fallen into his hands. And when we were about to successfully capture Yu Ranran, he took action. The huge soul force directly made the third young master what he is now. For the sake of the overall situation, the subordinates had to retreat first. The fifth elder said. Sheng'er Yi Ku's pupils flickered with a trace of pain. This Yi Sheng was treated as a successor by himself. How could he be hit hard by other people's soul power? For them, such things as soul power are mysterious, and once they are attacked unpreparedly and their roots are damaged, I am afraid that their strength will be difficult to improve in the future. Father, you must avenge me. That boy, when it falls into my hands, I will definitely make your life worse than death. Yi Sheng's resentful voice sounded slowly. Don't worry, Sheng'er, being a father will naturally help you do justice. Yi Ku said slowly, but he was thinking about how to make an excuse to go to Yuzong to cause trouble. Report to Zhaiju, Yuzong's team that went out to collect materials is not far from the city gate, and it is expected to arrive tomorrow. Along with them, in addition to their Yuzong staff, there is also a young man with a heavy foot on his back. After a while, a bodyguard emerged. Haha, it's really hard to find a place to break through the iron shoes. It doesn't take much effort to get it. Take a day off, tomorrow, Sheng'er, you go directly to Yuzong with me, but I want to see if this Yuzong dares to offend us for a hairy boy. After Yi Ku finished speaking, he laughed grimly. The double monthly pass is here, reward and cashback, everything is in the 515 explosion event. 100 monthly tickets plus one more update, 1,000 recommended tickets plus one update, this is almost 3,000, you guys are too fierce, so Lemon has to update it. Yi Cheng, within the Yuzong sect. It's all your fault, and I don't look at Weiwei and Ranran well. If something happens to them, how can I live? In the hall, a beautiful woman, Pear Blossom, cried with rain. Hey! I sent Yufeng to do this secretly, but I didn't think that Wei and Ranran would sneak out secretly. By the time I knew it, it was already like this. The middle-aged man looked helpless, obviously this kind of things are also beyond his scope. The two eldest Miss Yuzong are kind-hearted by nature. In addition to their outstanding appearance, if they encounter some evil people who are scheming, I am afraid. Report to Sect Master, there is news coming back from the front. A figure slowly came to the hall and said to the man who was waiting anxiously in the hall. This anxiously waiting man is the current Sect Master of Yuzong, Yu Tianyu, a powerhouse in the late 3-star Dozian stage. He and Yi Ku from Kuya Hai are the strongest in Yecheng, and therefore ranked first. As for the beautiful woman on the side, she was the mother of Yu Wei and Yu Ranran, Mrs. Yuan. What news? Yu Tianyu asked when someone came back in front of him. He couldn't help but get up from his seat and asked. When the two sisters went out to collect materials, Yu Tianyu didn't agree at all, but he never thought that the two girls secretly ran out secretly. By the time Yu Tianyu found out, it was too late. Sect Master, the two eldest ladies came back with the materials, and according to them, they were intercepted by the forces of Kuya Hai on the way. Fortunately, a young man helped them clear the siege, otherwise the consequences would be unimaginable. The guard said slowly. Young man? Yu Tianyu frowned, but he didn't think much about it. After all, He was not someone from Kuya Hai who helped Yuzong to clear the siege. It seems that we have a problem internally. The next moment, Yu Tianyu said slowly. They went out to collect news of repairing space transmission array materials, but their Yuzong's top secret was intercepted by Kuya Hai on the way. This undoubtedly shows that the information leaked inside their Yuzong, has a problem. Send my order and spread the news, saying that the sisters of the Yu family went out to collect medicinal materials and were unfortunately killed. Yu Tianyu spoke slowly. Yu. How can anyone curse their children like that? Yuan Shi couldn't help but curse at Yu Tianyu after hearing this. Women's kindness. You go back first, I will handle these matters. After Yu Tianyu finished speaking, he disappeared directly into the hall. But I have to say that Yu Tianyu's trick is really brilliant. As soon as the news was released, the details hidden in their Yuzong appeared in the afternoon, and they were easily arrested by Yu Tianyu. Hihi, sixth elder, I didn't expect that the traitor was actually you. In the hall, a tyrannical blue slowly bound a blue-colored old man, and the old man's face was calm, without any sign of struggle. Humph. Yu Tianyu, since the matter is exposed, this old man has nothing to say, whether it is life or death, give it a good time. Sixth elder said directly. The sixth elder was Kuya Hai's eyeliner in Yuzong, and this time, when he heard the news of the death of the Yu family sisters, there was a very small mistake, but Yu Tianyu, an old fox, found out. I remember 10 years ago, the sixth elder went out once, and his temperament changed greatly after he came back. Although I have been doing my duty for the sect all these years, I think. After Yu Tianyu finished speaking, he came directly to the sixth elder, and then with a trace of vindictiveness in his palm, he went directly to the sixth elder's face. Tear. With a sound, a piece of paper like a human skin mask was slowly opened by Yu Tianyu. Am I right? Third elder Kuya Hai. Yu Tianyu tore off the piece of paper and said slowly with his eyes. The guy in front of him is actually not the sixth elder of their Rain sect, but the third elder of Kuya Hai, Yi Yunqing, a powerhouse whose strength has reached the level of the 3-star fighting immortals. Yu Tianyu, you have to die. Seeing his identity being revealed, Yi Yunqing couldn't help shouting. Drag me down and keep me under strict supervision. If there is any mistake, I will apologize with my life. Yu Tianyu left a cold voice and disappeared immediately. One day passed quickly, and Xiao Yang and his party also slowly came to Yicheng. I'm finally back. Fortunately, we're fine with this guy. If something goes wrong, I'm afraid my father will be furious. Yue came out of Yicheng and looked at the in 2 big words, he said with a small breath. You have a lot of ideas. Yu Ran tapped Yu Wei's brow lightly, symbolically educating her. Sister, let's go. Yu Wei stuck out her tongue at Yu Ran, and then walked directly towards Yuzong. In order not to attract the attention of others, everyone entered Yicheng in several batches, Xiao Yang, and Yu Ran in groups of 3. Although the 2 girls were quite extraordinary in appearance, people who passed by didn't find any clues. After all, the 2 eldest misses of Yuzong lived in seclusion. Ordinary people only knew that Yuzong had 2 beautiful young ladies, but they didn't have the chance to see their beauty. Xiao Yang, here we are. After walking around for a while, he came to Yuzong's mansion, and Yue said excitedly, Master Xiao Yang, please. After Yu Ran finished speaking, the 3 of them walked towards Yuzong's mansion. I've seen eldest miss, second miss. Upon seeing this, the staff at the entrance of the mansion said respectfully directly to the 2 daughters. Is Daddy here? Yue looked around and asked the guard. The sect master asked the 2 eldest ladies to go to the hall as soon as they came back. The guard said in Dudu. It's over, father must know about us sneaking out, so there's no way to avoid punishment. Sister, when the time comes, you can say that it's all my own idea and let you lighten the punishment a little bit. Yue said in a hurry. I still know how to come back. At this moment, a stern voice slowly emerged from the depths of the mansion and swept towards the 3 people standing at the door. This bastard. Xiao Yang's expression suddenly became ugly when he felt this terrifying fluctuation. Obviously, all the coercion was condensed on himself. This fluctuation is probably more powerful than Jade Legacy. Xiao Yang struggled to support, in order not to let this aura oppress him. Dad, don't be angry, we are 2. Yu Wei felt this angry voice and couldn't help but whisper, like a little girl who did something wrong. Come in and talk. A terrifying voice resounded. Don't worry, Daddy is only angry on the surface, not actually punishing you. Let's go. Yu Ran supported Yu Wei, and then the 2 girls walked in slowly. This man with a heavy ruler on his back is quite powerful, and he can actually resist the pressure of my power. Yu Tianyu, who was sitting in the hall at this time, was puzzled. The anger and energy coercion just now was obviously aimed at Xiao Yang alone, but what Yu Tianyu did not expect was that Xiao Yang, this guy, could actually resist his energy coercion in the late stage of the 3-star fighting immortals, which was quite extraordinary. This video will end here.